Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom Fights. We got an exciting one for you today. We got the Fandom Fights Teams Tournament Finals. I missed out on a lot of the Teams Tournament, so I thought it fitting. I said, Nick, you take a break. I'll solo host this one. I'm just kidding. Nick is working. I'm at home, so I'm going to solo host this one, but I'm excited because we got two of the best teams playing today here for a shot at the team's belts. So both teams that have played for those belts, one even holding those belts, and players on the other team that have held it with a different team. Blah, 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 blah. Wookiee mistake. Rule of two. It's the number 1 seed in the tournament. Wookiee mistake. And the number 2 seed. Rule of two. These teams have played before. Will it go differently? Will it be the same? I don't know. High caliber amount of players here. This is nuts. It's gross. The number 1 and the number 2 seed. Like, what else can you say? Let's get into it. We will start by talking to the teams right now in the promos.
So I wasn't here for the Civil War, but I couldn't miss this one because, like, I've said this before when Robert and I played Wookiee Mistake, there is no hiding. These guys we know these guys inside and out. Robert has played each of them at least 200 times at this point. Kaiser, it's like 50 or 60, somewhere in that range. So I think it's just a matter of who executes better. You guys have been incredible all tournament. And the mission's almost complete. The mission was to get to the title match. Whatever. If we get there, then that's another mission. But we know how good these guys are. So we know what we got to do. You guys are ready.
Go.
Okay. That's 4 tournaments now. We've reached this stage.
Yeah.
How many are we playing? 4?
5.
Yeah, not bad.
I mean, I don't think they count. Sometimes they don't count the summer one, but that we still do. We do. Yeah. We are no stranger to a tournament final. We haven't lost one yet. So let's see.
Yep. For them, there's nowhere else to run. For us, it's nothing else left to do. I'm proud of you guys so much.
Yeah. No drugs today. Hopefully, no opponent's choice today. Let's see.
Oh, you just. Oh well. Before this gets any worse, light the fuse.
If it says tournament in the video, we counted it as a tournament. We probably counted it as a tournament. So let's get into this. No further ado. Question 1. Rules for round number 1. Here's how it's going to work. There are going to be 10 questions from 10 random categories in the realm of
Sorry.
Question is worth 1 point apiece. If you get all 10 questions correct, you will be issued a bonus question to you, only to you. You get 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we kick this one off?
No.
All right, guys, your first question is going to come in the category of Middle Earth. What type of animal is Geralf in the Two Towers? This is normally one of those times I would say to Nick, thoughts on animals? To which he would say, they're good.
Fuck him.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, that's going to be the first repeat for rule of 2. Your question again. What type of animal is Geralf in the Two Towers? It is a film that features, I believe, more than 2 towers, actually. But, what are you going to do? I heard a screaming child. It reminds me of my screaming child that's upstairs.
You can hear that?
4.
Hilarious.
3. I have a supersonic hearing for it now. 1. Pens down. Let's go. Start with David.
Eat that horse.
I don't get the eat it part, but
I know.
Yeah, I figured you would be the horse.
Let's go to Joe.
Papa says AFA must not ride Geralf.
And Robert.
I had a different answer than scratched out for horse.
Horse is correct. So Your next question is going to be in the category of Pixar. Who voices the lead Ember Lumen in Elemental? This is the one where there are elements being all elemental. I actually like this movie. It's not like top tier Pixar or anything, but it's very good, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Seen it twice now. I will watch it again eventually. I'll get there.
It's a fucking great movie.
It is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to start with Kaiser.
Taylor Swift.
No. Let's go to Joe.
It's wrong, but I think I'm close. Lucy Lee.
Let's go to Robert.
I tried to remember these names, but they were too hard. I said Melissa Soto. I made a name up.
And David.
Kevin and Jimmy.
All incorrect. Joe, the closest, though. Leah Lewis is the correct.
I knew there was a double L in there.
So no perfect rounds today, but we are still tied up 2-2 as we get into your next question in the category of scores and soundtracks. Which Disney animated package film features a song called You Belong to My Heart, as well as a song whose title matches the film title? Nick giving out lots of clues on this one. Man. Nicholas. This is a finals match. What do we do? No, I'm just kidding. I always appreciate extra hints. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, David. Let's go to Joe.
Make mine music.
Let's go to Robert.
I said 3 Caballeros.
Let's go to David.
I said saludos amigos.
And Kaiser.
I said Fun and Fancy Free.
One of you is correct, and it is Robert Kastner. The 3 Caballeros is the correct answer. So, rule of 2 will take a 1-point lead. Your next question is in the category of the MCU. Oh, I love this question. I'm sorry. In Thor: Love and Thunder, a flashback sees Jane and Thor attending a Halloween party where Thor is dressed as what type of food? Great question from Nicholas Twohig.
What a question.
Great question. I'm surprised we didn't get it sooner, to be frank. Oh, man. Nicholas.
I thought you were going to be asking about activities that occurred.
Yeah, I was right. I was getting ready for that one.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Robert.
Dog.
Let's go to David.
Pizza.
Let's go to Kaiser.
Cabbage.
And Joe.
Any one of us could have been driving that car. Hot dog.
Hot dog is correct. 4-3. Your next question is in the category of fandom quotes.
Yeah.
Which James Bond girl said the quote, "You handle those cubes like a monkey handles coconuts"? Rough. Man. It's funny. Someone in this community said this exact same thing to me like a week ago.
Love to know the context.
Well, so me and Bill, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going back up to David.
Madeleine.
Let's go to Kaiser.
Plenty.
Let's go to Joe.
Name for her father, perhaps. Plenty O'Toole.
And Robert.
Is it Holly Goodhead?
Plenty O'Toole is correct. So, Rule maintains their 1-point lead. It is 5-4. Your next question is in the category of YA. What is Aro's vampire power in the Twilight Saga? And we will take a general answer. Oh, man, the Twilight Saga. What a time. I remember going to see, I want to say it was the third one at midnight, and outside of the theater, they had a huge Red Bull truck. I thought, yes, just what these tweens need is more energy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down, let's go to Kaiser.
He can read the thoughts of everyone he touches except Bella.
Let's go to Joe.
Mind reading.
Let's go to Robert
I said see people's pasts.
and David.
Can see memories by touching someone.
I'll accept all the answers because I said general, sees people's past, mind reads. That's what we had in the doc. So, and touching them, all of the points that you guys said we had in the doc. So, we will accept all the answers, making it 7-6 in favor of rule of 2. Your next question is in the category of horror icons. What is the name of the habitual sleepwalker killed by Freddy in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors? This movie is awesome. Awesome film. Probably, honestly, top 3 maybe horror icons films. It's close, but 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joe, let's start with you.
Philip.
That's right.
Robert.
Didn't have that. Said Walter.
Oh, Sleepwalker.
David.
I said Joey.
And Kaiser.
Will.
Philip is correct. So we are all tied up 7 apiece as we get into your next question in the category of DreamWorks animation. Creatures called wolf spiders can be found in which DreamWorks animated film? I don't like spiders. Really, and I'm quoting the thing. So. Oh man, I'm feeling a little under the weather myself, so no Miller Lite today. Just I'm representing on the shirt, so just drinking the agua though. 5, pulling a Nick. 4,
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Mr. Kastner.
Said the Crudes, A New Age.
We're going to go to David.
I said just the Croods.
We're going to go to Kaiser
I got it wrong. Puss in Boots, the last one.
and Joe.
I wasn't sure, but I went the Crude's A New Age.
The Crudes, A New Age is correct. So 8-8 as we get into your penultimate question in the category of the Wizarding World. Who plays Rita Skeeter in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire? So this like pretty unknown like indie video game came out recently called Spider-Man 2. And I bought the like ultimate collector's edition that came with 19 inches of Venom.
Holy bejesus. Coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And I spent Ellie's like food money on this, but
That's
I don't
fine.
care. 5,
She'll get over it.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to go to David.
I don't have it.
Okay, we're going to go to Kaiser.
Miranda Richardson.
We're going to go to Joe
Miranda Richardson.
and Robert.
Miranda Richardson.
That is correct. So rule
Get Miranda Otto
again,
out of my head.
10-9 as we get into the final question of the round in the category of American Spies. In Mission Impossible Fallout, Sloan likens Ethan to what kind of tool while referring to Walker as a hammer? Great movie. Fantastic shit. It's not as good as my 19 inches of Venom, but it's pretty good.
I used to have a Black Spider-Man action figure that had the chest you could pull out so you could put it on something and that would crawl up. Coolest thing. I played that all the time.
I have an R2D2 that launches a lightsaber.
That's
One.
pretty good too.
Hands down. That is awesome. Let's go to Kaiser.
Scalpel.
Let's go to Joe.
Scalpel.
Let's go to Robert
Scalpel.
and David.
Let's go.
Scalpel is correct. So we end round number 1. Rule of 2 is in the lead 12-11. It is a 1-point game. Here's how round number 2 is going to work. It is the wheel round. I'm going to bring in the wheel from WorldDecide.com. Each team is going to have a chance to spin the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it, or they can choose to spin again, but they must keep what they spin the second time. Each question is going to be worth 2 points apiece, unless you checked multiple choice. Then it will be worth only 1 point. Stealing is available in this round, so be on the lookout. Categories on the wheel today are Jimmy B, YA, Disney Animation, Marvel, Star Trek, fandom quotes, horror icons, and scores and soundtracks. Rule of 2, you're in the lead. Would you like to spin or defer?
Want to go first? You know they like to go first.
I know. I was thinking about it. I don't want them to dictate what we do, though. I hate that. So
It's fair. I mean, there's about as much good stuff on this wheel for you as there is for them, if I'm being honest. So I don't hate it, but if you want to go with normal protocol, then and just sort of let the game come to you instead of taking it for yourself, we can go second. I kind of want to just take it because we're at the end here.
Okay, Kaiser, what do you think?
If it backfires, I will take the blame, but I have confidence in you guys. I think you can go first.
Kaiser, what do you think? Do you want to
I don't mind going first. That's what I was saying.
All right, screw it. Let's go first then. I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay. Then this is going to be the spin for Rule of 2.
Playing with house money. Let's go.
And it lands on James Bond.
That's your call.
Against literally any other team, I would tell you to take it. But I think in this one particular case, God forbid there's a steal, protect against it. I mean, it's a minefield because there's a couple categories out there.
Yeah,
this is a decent category, and if you sweep it, then it's great.
Yeah. It also takes it off the wheel for them as well.
It does. I think you guys are pretty solid here. I know we're taking a while to deliberate, but
Kaiser, it's up to you.
You're pretty solid. I know Kaiser, you've been working on it a lot recently.
I don't mind taking it, but yeah, that's the thing.
Do you feel confident? I want you to feel confident.
If you
like,
I would say amongst the categories on this wheel, for me personally, is like my number 2 or 3. Yeah.
Then I think
we should take.
I think we should take it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, taking it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So, Rule of 2. Are you prepared for your questions in the category of James Bond?
Make it so, Tim.
All right. Your first question in the category of Jimmy B is: a villain's henchman inconspicuously fires a dart from his car mirror, killing Bond's driver. In which James Bond film?
I think I know this scene. Fuck.
Do you want to repeat?
5, 4.
Let's go multiple.
3.
Multiple, please.
All right. Your multiple choice options are A, Live and Let Die, B, For Your Eyes Only, C, The Living Daylights, or D, Quantum of Solace.
It's Roger Moore of Fortune, so it's either For Your Eyes Only or Live and Let Die, right?
He's in those, yeah. He's in both.
I think it's Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die is what I was thinking. So if you want to go,
yeah, sure.
With it.
3.
Live and Let Die. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah.
All right. Rule of 2. Your next question: who plays Stamper, Carver's main muscle henchman in Tomorrow Never Dies?
Shit. It's a German name.
Yeah. I can't.
I only multiple choice.
I can't think of it offhand myself.
Yeah.
Multiple. All right, multiple, please.
All right. Your options are A, Gert Frobe, B, Gotts Otto, C, Vincent Chiavelli, or D, Gerard Butler.
Well, it's B then.
It's C. It's C. It's not whatever B. Wait, what was B?
Wait, who's Stamp? I thought Stamper was the Vincent is the doctor.
Stamper is the henchman.
Yeah, I know. Repeat the options.
Repeat the options.
All right, your options again are A, Gert Frobe, B, Gotts Otto, C, Vincent Chiavelli, or D, Gerard Butler.
Vincent Chiavelli's the doctor. It's Kaufman.
Then it's not C. Then it will have to be.
It's B.
Okay,
it's B by default. I know that. All right.
Yeah.
B, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
Did I mix it?
Guy's giving me an anxiety attack.
Sorry.
All right, your next question. Your next question. During the opening chase of Skyfall, Bond operates an excavator aboard a train and accidentally knocks off what kind of object that nearly caused Miss Moneypenny to crash?
Oh, shit. I don't remember he also like anything, to be honest.
I thought it was a car, but I don't know if that's right.
Are you confident?
No.
Multiple?
Multiple, please.
Yeah.
All right. Your options are A, shipping containers, B, cars, C, tractor tires, or D, watermelons.
Let's go with car since that's your first inkling.
It's one of two, and that's I thought I remember that. So I'm gonna
Yeah, okay.
All right, cars, final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
Sorry.
It's all right.
All right, your fourth question. What is the first name of the head of the Japanese Secret Service in You Only Live Twice?
Tiger? That's Tiger Tanaka.
Tiger Tanaka, yeah.
Yeah, that's his name, right? So,
Yeah. So should I go with Tiger?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tiger, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Yeah.
And your final question in the category of James Bond. At the end of Quantum of Solace, Bond lets a girl named Corrine go. What country's intelligence did Corrine work for?
Canadian intelligence.
That's right. Yeah, okay. I was wondering I didn't think it was British. It was something British related. So go ahead.
Yeah. Canadian, final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points and the clean sweep of James Bond, bringing rule of two's total up to 19. Wookiee mistake is at 11. So we will bring back in the wheel and we will bring in Alex. This is going to be the spin for Wookiee mistake.
Oh, that would have been a 10.
And it lands on horror icons.
We spin again, David.
Yeah, spin again, please.
Yeah.
Fuck, could have had horror.
All right, this is what you are stuck with. And it lands on Spinner's Choice.
Trek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star Trek?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Star Trek.
All right, Wookiee mistake. I'll be giving you your questions in the category of Star Trek. Are you ready?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. As I scroll to them, there we go. Your first question in the category of Star Trek. A ship called the Valdor appears in which Star Trek film?
Star Trek Nemesis.
Nemesis.
Star Trek Nemesis. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Dr. Gillian Taylor in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home?
Catherine Hicks. Catherine Hicks. Final answer.
Not sure where the humor's coming
Just came up in a thing that happened last week.
Your third question. What is the name of the captain who was killed by Nero shortly after putting George Kirk in command in Star Trek 09?
So it's Robau, Robau.
All right.
The pronunciation might be wrong, but that's the spelling. Captain Robau. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your fourth question. What kind of energy is the probe that boards the Enterprise and takes Ilea made of in Star Trek The Motion Picture?
This is tricky because there's
What
two
are you
things-
thinking?
Well, there's two things mentioned. Obviously, they mentioned plasma energy, but they also mentioned something called 12-point energy. I'm not sure which one they'll be looking for, so I think we should go multiple just to be safe.
Sure, let's go multiple choice.
Multiple choice, please.
All right, your options are A, Thaleron, B, ultraviolet, C, dilithium, or D, plasma.
Plasma.
Plasma energy. Final answer.
That is correct for 1 point.
I think 12 points. What powers Vija?
And your final question. In Star Trek First Contact, after the Vulcans give the live long and prosper sign, what does Cochrane ultimately offer in return?
It's a
His
handshake.
hand to shake, right?
A handshake. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points and the lead after the clean sweep of Star Trek, but it is still a close game. Wookiee is in the lead by 1 point, 20-19. So 1 point game. Getting into round number 3, it is the betting round. Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to say a category. The teams are going to have to decide who is going to take the question and how much they want to bet. They can bet between 0, 1, and 2 points. If they get the question right, they will gain those points. If they get the question wrong, they will lose those points. Whichever player does not take the first question has to take the second. You can reset for questions 3 and 4 and work together on question 5 should we get there. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the round. Rule of 2, you have 2 repeats remaining. Wookiee, you have all 3, and both challenges are intact. Any questions from the players?
Nope.
Yep.
All right, the first category that you can choose, the first category you can bet points on is Pixar. All right, let's get bets starting with Wookiee Mistake. Who's taking it and how much are you betting?
I'll take it for 2.
Okay, and rule of 2, who's taking it and how much?
Taking it for 1.
Okay, your question in the category of Pixar is, which Pixar film features a character telling a story about a scar they have on their face from an animal that attacked them?
Sorry, Kaiser.
It's all right. I don't think I know that.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that is going to be Wookiee Mistake's first repeat. Your question again. Which Pixar film features a character telling a story about a scar they have on their face from an animal that attacked them? I hear my sick child above.
Oh, is she sick? I didn't know that, Tom. I'm sorry.
Yes, it has been a glorious, glorious time. But she's getting better. She had a fever this morning, no longer does.
That's good.
So she's pulling through, guys.
Okay, good.
5, 4,
My baby has a molar.
2, 1.
Weird.
Pens down. I'm not excited for that. We're going to start with Joe.
I think I have a Toy Story 4.
And we are going to go to Robert.
The Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur is correct. And like that, the score has flipped a bit. Wookiee loses 2 points and goes down to 18, but rule of 2 gains 1 point and goes up to 20. So it is a 2-point game. 4 questions remaining. David and Kaiser have to take this next category, and the category is the MCU. All right, let's get bets, starting with Kaiser.
Sure.
Okay, and David.
Sure.
All right, here's the question in the category of the MCU. In Iron Man 3, the first time Tony has a panic attack in public, someone had just asked him to do what specifically? This is tense. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Kaiser, pens down. We're going to start with Kaiser.
I don't think we should have put on Iron Man suit.
And we're going to go to David.
Sign a drawing.
Sign a drawing is correct. So the score has flipped, and Wookiee is now up 20 to 18. It's still a 2-point game. Same score, just flipped. We can now reset. Who takes this next one? There's 2 questions remaining. The category is the Wizarding World. All right, let's get bets, starting with Wookiee Mistake. Who's taking it and how much?
Taking it for 2.
And let's go to
Me.
Kaiser's
Me
taking
and 2.
Yes, okay.
Me and 2. Sorry.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, your question in the category of the Wizarding World. At the end of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Hermione reads a note written to Voldemort that is signed with what 3 letters? I once wrote Cody Newberry a note. He responded and just said, "You." And I said, "Cody, why? I wrote you a nice note. What the hell?" 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We're going to start with Joe.
Cody probably responded with the 3 letters WTF, but this one is RAB.
And Kaiser.
Regulus Arcturus Black, RAB.
RAB is correct. So 22 to 20. It is still a 2-point game. David and Robert have to take the next one, and it is the category of Star Trek. All right, let's get bets, starting with Robert.
2.
And David.
2.
All right. Here is the situation. If both teams hit or both teams miss, we're going to move on. If Wookiee hits but Rule misses, Wookiee will win. But if Rule hits and Wookiee misses, we're going to go on again as well. So lots of moving pieces, but here we go. The question in the category of Star Trek. Who plays Carol Marcus in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan? Ellie? Do you know? No, you don't. I was about to say, how do you know? It's like, there's no way you know that. We'll see. 5, 4.
I'll repeat.
Okay, Robert using the second repeat for rule of 2. Who plays Carol Marcus in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan? You're thinking of a different film, Maggie. This is the one where Khan has wrath. Ellie, did you know that? Oh, my goodness. Are you just a sick baby? Just having a conversation with you during the tournament finals? 5, 4. No, it's okay. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to start with Robert.
It's a BB Bish. Besh. I don't know how to say it.
Okay, and David.
BB Bish.
I will accept both answers. Yes, hard name to pronounce and say, but I think phonetically we got it correct on both accounts. So, Maggie, did you know BB Besh? Okay. So 24 to 22. 1 question remaining. Can work together, and the category is DreamWorks animation. All right, let's get bets starting with Wookiee mistake.
2.
All right, and rule of 2.
It's in the name.
All right, so we're going to start with rule of 2. Wookiee mistake selected question 1, so rule of 2, you will be getting question 2. If you hit your question, we will move over to Wookiee mistake. If you miss, Wookiee mistake will win the match and the tournament and go on to play for the title. So rule of 2, your question that you can work together, you have 1 repeat remaining. Your question is, how specifically did Puss in Boots lose his first life in Puss in Boots, The Last Wish?
First one. Shit. Oh, trampled by bulls. It's Pamplona.
Okay, you have a computer.
Yeah, I do. Trampled by bulls, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Good job, Robert.
All right, so here is the situation. Wookiee mistake will get their question in DreamWorks animation. If they hit, they will be the tournament winners to go on, play for the title. If they miss, rule of 2 will win the tournament and go on to play for the title. Wookiee mistake, you have 2 repeats remaining. Are you ready?
Sure. Yeah.
Your question. The first person to find Ruby as a fully grown Kraken had what profession in Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken?
Librarian.
Yeah, it happens in the library. Yeah. Librarian, final answer.
And your winners, Wookiee mistake.
Yes!
Librarian is the correct answer. What a match. Listen, round number 1, not the best for I think either of the teams. Both had some weak spots there in round 1, but came to play in round 2. I think choosing James Bond was the smart move. Like, I think that for a rule of 2, I think that was a really smart strategic choice to take it away. But then, Joe and David land on Spinner's Choice and they take a category they're really strong in. So I think that this was a really smartly executed game. Super close the whole match. This was nuts. Let's get into post-match interviews. We're going to start by talking to Kaiser and Robert and Jake. Guys, excellent match. I know you're probably not feeling great, especially coming up with a great pull at the end there, Robert. That was fantastic because there are a lot of moments in that movie, especially in a very short succession of Puss in Boots losing a life. So I think that was a really great pull, but great match all the way around, close the whole time. You had the lead on Wookiee multiple times in the match, and I think this was super close and super entertaining to watch. Guys, how are we feeling overall? Robert, why don't we start with you?
Okay. I screwed us on strategy. We'll say that. I screwed us on strategy because I put Trek on the wheel. So that's my fault. Jake will be mad because if we would have spun second, we wouldn't have got Spinner's Choice. We would have got maybe horror. We probably would have taken horror. And I don't know what we would have done with that. Probably as good, maybe a little better. I did the thing I didn't want to do, and I unfortunately did it again, which was I didn't bet the farm on DreamWorks. We still would have lost by 1, which I guess would have felt worse, but I should have done it. That was stupid. I'm happy with how I played. I had a thing in the other league, which was taking a lot of my time, along with, as Tim knows, rearing a child. So I'm very happy with how we played. We played 10 times this year. We're 7-3. That's pretty good. And I mean, we lost in a title match to a really great team. We lost to a team that challenged for the title. And then we lost to this team, which has won / is going to challenge for titles. So I think we're very comfortable with where we are in this league. I'm of the opinion, and people can say this is wrong, that I think there are basically 4 to 5 teams that can win the belt realistically. And I think we are one of those teams, and I'm happy where we are. And
I'd have to evaluate the number of teams, but I would agree that I think that you guys definitely are a title winning contending team for sure. Kaiser, your thoughts?
What I would say is, Robert said that he was the culprit on strategy. I was a culprit in trivia. Like, the MC question was what it is. Like, Iron Man 3 is a movie that I have watched multiple times, but it's just not a movie that I retain very well because Shane Black in Fandom is pretty much just lousy. So yeah, that's the thing. But like Robert said, I am proud of what we did this year. Like okay, trip back on a Mary Lane. Back at the start of this year, Dummies had just retired. Like it was a tough act to follow no matter what. And I would like to say that me and Robert, we tried to do it to the best of our ability, and I think we did well enough for this year. I don't know whether Jake would agree, but I think we did.
I would hope Jake would agree. Jake, your thoughts?
100%. Like if these guys aren't Fandom Rookie Team of the Year, then somebody is cooking the books or something, because these guys are fantastic. All of the strategic errors that Robert is blaming himself for, he's deflecting it in the wrong way because it should be on me. I was getting a little cute with some of the strategy, and I think that's what ultimately cost us. But the margin of error is so slim against Wookiee Mistake. You have to kind of get a little cute sometimes, and because they're so good, and counting on them missing questions is not really a good strategy. And I like the one thing I would take back is bet 2 on Pixar, but it ultimately wouldn't have mattered, so I don't feel as bad. But they're an amazing team, and frankly, I hope they win. I really hope they win the title.
I do too.
Yep.
Because like I don't think anybody deserves more. Like they're great dudes, even though Joe roots for a bad football club. They just worked so hard, and they were sort of didn't lose though. But last year they kind of had the opportunity to play for the title taken away from them. So I'm glad they get it now. Like, and because of that, I really hope that they win. And among other reasons, I like their manager better too. So good luck, guys. You guys are great. These guys are great. They're going to be back next year. and they're going to be right in it because these new categories really work out for them. I think.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see you guys come back next year, especially with the new categories. Guys, congrats on a great match. Very well played. We will see you guys next season. And actually, before that, we'll probably see you at the awards, maybe accepting something or in the backgrounds, like cheering on. Who knows? Let's bring in the winners today, the 4-time tournament champions. Also, this was the third tournament that was a 16-team tournament, one 8-team tournament. So, yes, it does count. But fourth tournament win, and you're moving on to play for the titles. Guys, thoughts?
This was a roller coaster. I thought I had lost ourselves the match in round 1. Joe probably was thinking he lost the match in round 3. But we made it work. We have each other's backs when we have to, and that's all that matters. Star Trek. I just rewatched all of them for a kick match. Joe is a smarster in Star Trek, so that worked out for us.
I think in our own, in training and in studying, we ran Bibi Besh and Catherine Hicks as practice questions. So sometimes it does work out in your favor. I think Rule of 2 did give us an absolutely phenomenal match. Like I said, that round 3 was back and forth. We were in the lead and then win, and then it was just it was crazy. It was a crazy match, and I think Jake's
an entertaining match, and that's what matters.
They are a great team, and I don't sweat in matches, but except against Brittany. But that was a sweat one.
So before we get into the title match, Alex, thoughts on the players today, on David and Joe and how they played, your thoughts overall?
This freaking managing stuff's going to put me in the ground. I'm proud of them. They played an amazing team, backed by an amazing manager. It's funny that when Jake stopped playing and we were just like purely out of competition, able to like talk and just hang out, it's amazing like how much more like I like him, because before it was just fear, and now it's just like, oh, hi Jake. But the boys did good. I'm glad they get their shot. I'm glad they get it, and I hope that I'm there when they actually play for the titles and hopefully win them.
Yeah. So guys, we'll wrap this up quick, but you are going up at the final act to play for the team's belts. Once again, a shot to get those belts once more. Your thoughts on it overall. And I would say that, also tomorrow, Joe, you are playing in a number 1 contenders match against Brittany in singles. So there's lots of layers here. But you're for sure headed to that team's title match. How are you feeling?
So just like cake and onions, let's add another layer, shall we?
Yeah, I think Duel of the Fates, that's a team we put together, and I think coming out 4 tournaments, I think having won all these tournaments is very, something we're really proud of. And
yes,
I think no matter what happens in that title match, we're happy with how this has gone. And I think it does sort of hurt me a little bit to say that no matter what happens in that title match will be the final match that Wookiee Mistake plays as a team.
Wow.
David. Yeah, honestly, this year, like Jake alluded to it, if last year had gone how it should have, probably I would have had the conversation with Joe when we lost the belts this year. But just because last year went as it went, I really wanted one last shot, and this is like a repeat of last year. But I am just not feeling like the study thing. Like my life has shifted a lot. I mean, I didn't have a kid or anything, but my life has shifted. I am trying to get a new job. I'm trying to get my writing career, and I really love playing, and I have an incredible time when I'm on call with you guys, with the community, and that's not going to change. I will still play, but if I stop studying and taking it easy, Wookiee Mistake is going to suffer, and Joe and I didn't want Wookiee's end to be just, we want to finish win or lose, playing Duel of the Fates in a title match, who is probably the team we are most connected with. And we love Brittany and Tiger. And I think we were so nervous about this match because we knew if we lost, it would be the last match. And we really wanted to play Duel of the... I mean, Rule of Two is great, but we wanted to first beat every single team that has beaten us except you and Nick. And win 4 tournaments. I think winning 4 tournaments is like the thing that we really wanted to do. Really. So we have won the belt. We have defended it. We have a bunch of records. I don't know all of them.
I'm sure you do. I'm
sure Nick will post them at the end of the year like he always does. And just to echo David's compliments, I think I will talk about sort of our experience as a team together in the next match, regardless of what happens. But yeah, to echo David, I think I was also in a position at the start of this year where this was probably going to be my last year playing for belts. Didn't work out. Didn't quite work out how I wanted it to this year, and I'm not done yet.
He's not. I am. He's not.
Well, I totally understand the sentiment, guys. I think this was a great match. I'm looking forward to seeing the big finale at the end of the year. So that is going to do it for us today at Fandom Fights. Be sure to look out, like I said, for tomorrow. We have Joe Farrelly going up against Brittany in a number 1 contenders match. And then that's it. Then the following week, we got the final act. So lots of good stuff coming up, but lots of great matches that happened earlier in the year as well. The singles matches, tournaments, all of the fun stuff. So if you've missed anything, go check it out. But be sure to check out the matches tomorrow and the final act. Thank you to the players today. Rule of Two and Wookiee Mistake. Thank you to the managers. Thank you to Nick for writing this one. I've been Tim. We'll see you next time with another great fandom match. Until then, bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.